Hey guys, this is SeetherCord here, and welcome to my newest video for today. I just got done stirring myself into an anger and I had to recollect myself because the last video I recorded on Scrat Kangaroo worked me up into a little bit of an anger again for like my rant video, and so I had to do some nice meditation to relax myself and just calm my nerves. So today's video is going to be a little bit more on the serious side because we need to discuss something that's not controversial, but it's a nice question to really ask ourselves about the furry fandom. So I'm not saying I'm not going to joke. I'm just going to kind of dodge it for the most part, just get all the humor out of the way in the beginning. So with that, let's begin. Now, I want to thank the YouTube user known as Dusk Raccoon for giving me the idea for this video off of a comment that he made recently on my video about buying fursuits for your children. He is someone that comments quite frequently on a lot of my videos, and he gives a really interesting take on a lot of the topics of my videos in his comments. And I like how he challenges my mindset about kids being within the fandom through his comment, which I'm going to read to you guys right now. He says, "Sounds pointless if you ask me. I mean, sure, it's obvious that kids would want a fursuit if they know anything about furries. After all, dressing up is a common activity, especially among young children. Still though, fursuits cost a lot of money." Now, another comment was made by another YouTube user known as I Am In Here, which is also a really cool guy that's from Germany who is in my Discord server. He's a cool guy to talk to. He said in a comment to the same video, "Don't. The kid will grow out of it in no time. Just isn't worth it." And Dusk Raccoon responded saying, "Not to mention that kids shouldn't even be a part of the fandom. Fandoms and communities like this aren't safe for children." And I feel like I want to make a video based off of that comment right there, because I feel like it is important to really challenge my mindset of thinking that it's okay for children to be within the furry fandom, because I do think it is kind of a good debate to make about the fact that should it be okay for kids who are around 13, 14, or even younger to be involved with a fandom that has a lot of adults and college students involved with it. And I will not deny, Dusk Raccoon, since I've seen your comment, I have started to think lately like, hey, maybe it isn't such a good thing for having teenagers be involved within this community. Since I have started to think about it a little bit more, I've now considered the possible danger that minors can face from bad older members of the community, be it abuse or potential predators. I want to take a second to mention that there is a YouTuber known as the Furry Hater on YouTube who has recently started making videos at the beginning of this week. He has been making a couple videos on specific furry YouTubers, be it Glitch, Cothrix, and myself. And for Glitch and Cothrix, he thinks that they are bad influences and they think that they represent spreading bad messages for the furry fandom and making society bad. But I will appreciate that for the video he made on me, he thought that I was acceptable enough, and I appreciate that. But I'm going to focus for a second on his video he made on Cothrix. He made a video on Cothrix's video about a very controversial topic involving questionable mindsets about, I'm not going to say the word, but questionable things involving adults. And I watched the Furry Hater's video on Cothrix, and I will not deny that the Furry Hater, even though he is a hater of the furry community, he made a good solid video criticizing Cothrix. Now, I'm not trying to get into the drama sphere of things, but I will not deny that I do believe that Cothrix is a very toxic person. I've talked to him privately on Discord, and I've made a few collabs with him. He is not a good dude. He does some shady stuff. He's not someone who is a threat to society other than the video he made, which I'm not going to mention the topic fully, but he's not a cool dude. And he definitely has spread bad messages through his content. And I do think it's important to note that even though we have haters within the community, they do make some good points sometimes about having bad influences involving questionable things with underage users and people who are of age users interacting in a not good way. I want to take a second to bring up my first real experience within the furry community about 4 or 5 years ago, and that was my time primarily joining Skype groups related to furries, because that was pretty much my entry into the furry fandom and getting involved with people within the community through these Skype groups. And they were definitely fun, and I met some awesome people. I met the love of my life through these Skype groups, but I will not deny that I saw some really bad things sometimes within these Skype groups, and that involves relationships being started between people that had, honest to God, too big of an age gap. And I'm going to let you guys guess what the ages of these two individuals were. And there's also some cases within these Skype groups where you will hear about teenagers within these Skype groups doing things together and sending things that they should not be sending. And it's just insane. And you guys might be wondering to yourself, how are they getting away with this? Why are these people doing these really bad relationships? Why are these underage users within these Skype groups being allowed and are able to get away with just sending these things that they shouldn't be sending? And it just comes to bad moderation, because I know it's fun to like have Skype groups and everything with furries and all, but the moderators of these groups, they don't do heck of a good job at all on moderating these things. And when you're a moderator for like a group or something, you got to stick on that 24/7 to make sure that people aren't doing anything that's wrong and making sure that things like these don't happen. I'm going to even bring up my own Discord server for a second, which I will not deny that I do neglect it a lot. I'm sorry, people in the Discord server who complain about me not being on all the time. It's just I'm busy. I'm sorry, guys. I know I neglected it. It's my fault. But just understand that, like, I'm busy. But I will say, guys, that there is a reason that I have made my Discord server strictly safe for work, and I don't allow any adult content on my Discord server whatsoever because of things like this. And I don't want things of this nature that's really bad within the community to be happening within my own server. Heck, I've even considered making my server only for people who are at least 18 years old. It makes me anxious to know that I own a Discord server and potentially could have things like this happen and be blamed for it. And I don't want to get in any legality problems. I don't want people making videos on me, criticizing me for not moderating them as well and doing this. So it's just the fate of the Discord server is just kind of like up in the air. Thankfully, my moderators, which I'm really bad at neglecting them in the server itself, they do a good job for the most part at keeping things like this from happening. But still, it's anxious to know about at times that things like this could possibly happen in your own server and you can get in trouble. Now, don't get me wrong. I overall believe that being a furry when you're a young kid can be great in terms of getting you into art with furry art, or fursuit making with sewing and arts and crafts, or video making with being a furry YouTuber, and definitely is great in terms of building up a social life and making friends, because a lot of us furries tend to not be like the social type of people. So meeting people online or meeting people at fur meets can be a great way to socialize and make friends, because before I had the Furry Fandom, it was always very hard for me to make friends. I wouldn't say personally that I started making friends for once in my life through the Furry Fandom. I started making friends for the first time through the Let's Play community back in the older days, before I even had the SeetherCord channel to begin with. So yeah, it all really stems from me like making friends online, which again, you can do a lot through the Furry Fandom. But again, there is still dangers and risks to consider, such as interacting with others on social media inappropriately, or having potentially horrible people take advantage of them, or getting tricked into a scam, etc. I don't know really who's necessarily at fault here. I don't know necessarily who needs to change. Part of me feels like it's the moderators for these servers. Part of me feels like it should be the parents to interact and be more responsible with their children online. Part of me feels like it needs to be people within the furry community to get their acts together. I don't know. I think it's mostly the mixture of all three, to be honest with you. But again, I'd say that I can't give an exact answer as to whether or not a person who's 13 or 14 can join, or anyone younger than that can join the fandom. But I think that it's definitely doable for teenagers to have a lot of great experiences and healthy and safe experiences within the furry community, as long as their parents are heavily involved and monitor what they do online, because I do believe that the parents should monitor their kids when they're online. My parents personally didn't do that, and I'm grateful I didn't get screwed up because they didn't monitor me online at all. But if I have a kid, I will monitor what they do online a lot and with who they interact with. Because I will not deny, the internet is a cool place. It's an awesome place. There's a lot of great ways to educate yourself and get knowledge through the internet. But however, it's still very dangerous, and there's a lot of dangerous things on there, and a lot of dangerous people on there as well. I'd say if I had to give a guess on what the most reasonable and safest age to join the Furry Fandom would be overall, I guess it could be either 16 or 17, and that's me being very liberal on the issue. But again, guys, overall, that's just my take about whether or not children should be allowed to be in the Furry Fandom. Again, it's a very serious issue, and I don't really know a true answer. I'm just giving my ideas on certain ways for you guys to form your own opinion, which I would love to hear them down in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoy my content and want to further help out my channel, please consider donating to me on Patreon as well as my coffee. Also, please consider smashing that like button, turn on that notification bell, and subscribing altogether. Also, make sure to check out my main gaming channel known as SeetherCord Games, where Cramshy and I are currently playing through Kirby's Epic Yarn on the Nintendo Wii, and I myself individually am playing through Super Mario 64 Randomizer for the Nintendo 64. Also, make sure to check out my no commentary gaming channel known as Seether Chills if you want to enjoy some no commentary gameplay footage to just relax with. That'd be pretty cool. Remember, guys, all that will be linked down in the description down below. Again, guys, remember to stay safe online, especially if you're younger, and just be responsible and safe overall. Again, I've been SeetherCord, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everyone. I don't like this. Okay, I know what it is. Okay, so the thwomps instead of the little crusher things. Or the big crusher thing. Whoa! Damn it! Okay, 2 lives. I got 2 shots at this. Hopefully I can do it.